Hi, I'm Brian Nathanson from Clarity Product Management, and today we will be covering the improved import and sync for roadmaps. So what's new? The roadmap authors can now import investments into their roadmap based on most investment attributes, and the roadmap sync can now include custom fields of the following types: dynamic lookup, except for parameterized lookups, percents, and URLs. The improved roadmap import and sync looks like this. Accessing the import remains the same. You click on the actions icon at the top, and you will get import from PPM, import from CSV, and sync linked items. But if you select import from PPM, you will then get the list of investment types that you can import. In addition, you can see an example on the right of the new supported field types. There's a URL field, percent field on the left of it, and then on the right is a stakeholder field that's based on the resource lookup. So that is a dynamic lookup. In addition, the import screen is a common component generic grid. So much like in our other functionality that we introduced in this release, the advanced add capability on the staff screen, you have the ability here to select and deselect all records. You can select individual records, and we will keep count of the records that you have selected for doing the import. You can also display and or filter on any field for that investment of the supported types, including your custom fields. And you can add columns through the column picker. You can save views using save views. You can configure the filter and configure the flyout. One comment is that the views used here are the same views as used for this investment when looking at the investment in its module in the modern UX. So in this case, this says select from project. The project views that you would see when you go into the project section of the application are the same views that you would see here during the import. And now let's take a look. In this demonstration, we will show you how to import investments into the roadmap as well as sync data of the new supported types. Okay, and so now if we are in a roadmap, and so in this particular case, I'm in an empty roadmap, my 2020 to 2021 annual plan, we can come on up to our item actions and do the import from PPM. And you'll notice again that we have all of our different types here. And if we go ahead and select that I would like to bring in projects, again, you'll notice that there are views here. These views are the same views as in the project's investment area. And if I make changes to the view here, it will cascade into those views in that investment area. Can't highlight that enough because it will change what happens when you go back to the projects module. At any rate, you can see all of our projects here, and we can now filter on the various fields that are available to us so that we can get down to just the projects we're looking for. So in this particular case, I think I would like to search on work status. So we'll go ahead and pick up work status. And I just want to see my in-progress projects because those are the ones that I'd like to add to my roadmap first. So we have our in-progress projects now. If I go ahead and select all, I'll get 13 items, and then we can go ahead and hit add. Now, I could run multiple searches and keep adding, and you would get all of that back when we produce the import. So now the import can take a little bit of time in order to actually bring in all of the data. And just so you are aware, we have tested the import with up to 2,000 investments at the moment. So there is no set limit or governor on that. However, that is the highest number that we have tested so far, again, is 2,000 of them being brought in through the import process. Okay, and so now we have this particular import brought in, and you can see that I now have my projects in here. And I have those three fields that we were talking about, the percent field, the URL field, and the primary stakeholder, which is a single select lookup. So I want to go ahead and now sync that data and bring that information in. So if I come on up to my sync linked items, in this case, those are custom attributes. So this is again specifically for custom attributes that you have of the percent URL or dynamic lookup type. I can then go ahead and hit sync, and then it will perform the sync for those particular fields. And once our sync has run through, you will get the data back from those fields as it was copied from the project. So that's important because it allows you to capture custom information like archives of artifacts, Here we have one links out to our Box drive, or it allows you to capture additional stakeholder information that might be important to the roadmap item or the roadmap author. Right? So with that, that concludes the demonstration for the import of these items from, or improved import of the items, I should say, into the roadmap, as well as the syncing of additional data types.